Tonight I'm heading to Ireland for my 10-year anniversary trip. 10 years ago, I took my very first trip to Ireland, fell in love with it, and I've been going back almost every year since, with the exception of like the COVID times. So it's time to repack all of my stuff because I've been in Baltimore for a conference, and then I am taking an Uber to IAD. And I'm flying first class, which is the first time I've ever flown first class internationally. I've done it domestically. I'll take you along with me. I'm really pumped about it. I looked at my seat last night, like I went on YouTube and like looked at it, and it looks pretty nice. Direct flight over from Washington to Dublin. Landing around 5 a.m. I'll have access to like an arrivals lounge there, which will allow me to shower, have like a tea really quickly, and I'll be picking up a rental car after that. It's my first time in 10 years driving in Ireland. I drove in Scotland a couple of years ago, so I am feeling okay-ish about it. I know it'll take me probably about an hour to get used to driving in the opposite side of the car and road. I'm making a couple stops on my way to Donegal. Really pumped to go to Donegal. I've never been there before, and I've got a whole bunch of things earmarked, but if you have any suggestions, of course, let me know. But it's time for me to pack up my mess and get in the car. Show how I pack my backpack carry-on, so I'm gonna show you. The big front pocket, I have a little bag, and in this bag has like my toothbrush, toothpaste, contact lens stuff, essentials for the plane, so I can just take this and go to the bathroom and situate myself when I need to. So that just goes in the front pocket, and honestly, that's that. There's a laptop sleeve in here, so in goes my laptop, some paperwork that I need to bring. This is my Ireland journal devoted to only Ireland adventures. This is a new one that I bought in Rome, and I know what I'm going to write in there, and I'll share that with you when I feel like it. And then it just leaves like this big open space in the bottom. Okay, so this is my camera body, and a lens is attached to it, so I'm going to shove that in there. I used to shove these in there with no protection whatsoever, so I just recently bought these things. This is a telephoto lens, and this is my wide angle lens. So that's all on the bottom, and now they're protected, and so they won't break because they're on the bottom of the bag. This is the bag that I keep all of my DJI Osmo accessories in. I carry the actual camera in my crossbody. These are all of my chargers, and a little tiny bag, and that's it. Where'd my water bottle go? Did I lose my water bottle? Anyway, this is the bag, and this is my crossbody that has wallet, chargers, lip gloss, moisturizers, stuff in it. Let's go to Ireland. I got here so early that the ticket counter wasn't open yet, and the lounge isn't open yet. And I'm so hungry. So I got some Chick-fil-A to hold me over until the lounge opens. I just picked up my rental car. The process was actually super easy. I am using New Way, and I wasn't supposed to get it for 2 more hours, but I was done with everything, showered, eaten, gotten snacks. I was like, well, I might as well go get this adventure started. So here we are, and we got this. The girl was super confident. I'm feeling confident. First stop is Tara, which is like 45 minutes away. So we're gonna break it in on a short little jaunt. I'm at the Hill of Tara, which is a place I hear about every night before I go to sleep in my sleep story. Let's check it out. It is such a beautiful morning. It's 8:12 in the morning. There's only 2 other people that I've seen here. Such a beautiful start to this trip. I have hit a wall. I need to sleep. I have an hour left to go. I just stopped in Inishowen to take a break, and I got a lunch and a matcha. And now I've got an hour left to the B&B, which I can't get into for another 3 hours after that. So I'll walk around town, whatnot. We're tired. I just woke up from like an hour and a half nap, and I feel like a brand new person. So I'm heading into town, and I am gonna get some food and go to a pub, listen to some Irish music. My stomach is hurting. I thought that a little bit of Jameson and ginger ale might fix it, along with some live music. It did not. So I'm calling it a night because I have booked a boat tour for tomorrow. Gotta be ready for that. So today is my first full day here in Donegal, and I woke up to a lovely Irish breakfast at my B&B, stopped by the gas station to fill up, so I always have a full tank. And the gas station I pulled into, they had an attendant there to fill up the gas for me, and I was like, is this normal here in Ireland? He's like, no, just us. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. So that was nice, didn't have to worry about that. And now I'm at Little to get some water and snacks before heading out to Slieve League to walk along the cliffs and to do a boat tour. And then we'll see what happens after that. So I've just arrived at the Teelan Pier for my boat tour, and it's raining. So I got my rain pants that I'm gonna put on. I've already gotten out of the car a couple times to take photos and whatnot, so I already have my rain jacket on. Rain pants, gonna put my hiking boots on as well because I need to keep my feet dry. There's a sauna over here that I might pop into after this tour is done to warm up, but I also just might go to get a warm, nice, cozy lunch. I don't know that I'm gonna be doing any hiking today on the cliffs. We shall see. So now I've parked my car down there and I'm walking up to the Slieve League viewing platform to see the cliffs from above. It's so pretty. I think this purple is heather. So pretty. I'm so out of shape. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know where this trail ends, like how far it goes. There's people here I saw, and it looks like there's a trail up over there, and that looks like it's the highest peak of this. So I'm assuming that that's where it ends. I don't think I have that in me, you know what I mean? But we'll go for a little bit longer, I think. This hike is a DNF for me, did not finish, but some people are like, yeah, it keeps going over there. I was like, oh, that's not gonna be me. Views are spectacular. Anyway, very happy with this. It's about 5 o'clock. Time to go.
Because he says no food on the bus.
Can I tell you what my favorite part about driving here is? It's that. It's amazing. I love it. I actually just passed on my way out a couple of like young boys riding their bikes on the road that I was driving on. The first one like raised his hand up like this, and this guy, the little boy in the back, the second bike, was like fucking love it. Anyway, time to go to Glenveagh National Park. Let's go. Good morning. I am in Glenveagh National Park. I took the shuttle bus from the visitor center to the castle, which was free today. Normally it's €3 round trip, but just got to the castle. I grabbed a couple of snacks from the tea room and I'm about to start a walk, which is behind me. You can walk from the visitor center to the castle. It's an extra 45 minutes, and the walk that I'm doing is already pretty long, so I decided to cut a little bit of it out. This is so different than hiking or like walking back home. It's a Sunday morning. I was really nervous that this would be packed, so I left my B&B like as soon as I could after breakfast, and pulled in the parking lot around 11 a.m. There was still plenty of parking. It's free. This is free, okay? And I've maybe passed 5 other people. You could never in the States. Made it to the waterfall. Beautiful. Stunning. I'm going to use my mic because it's super windy, and it's time for a snack. So I am 2.35 miles in. I got these protein balls from the Castle Cafe. Not bad. Not bad. They had an iced matcha latte on the menu. I'll probably try that when I get back. But some guy also was drinking coffee. And even though I don't drink coffee, it looked fantastic. Like there was cinnamon sprinkled on top. Oh, it looks so good. You can't see the waterfall. Woo. But there's like a creek running right here. Beautiful day. There was a bench with a view of the waterfall, and then these 2 like cement blocks with a view of the waterfall, but they were both being used by people who passed me. Well, I was taking pictures, so I guess that's my fault. I think for the walk back, I'm gonna break out my real camera, even though this is a real camera, and take some photos. This backpack is so heavy, like 3 lenses in there in my water. Okay, let's head back. The bench with a view of the waterfall has been vacated. Let's go snag it. Just checked into my Airbnb where I'll be staying for the next 3 nights. I'm going to show you around. First things first, it is in the back of a surf shop, so there's surfboards out there. So entering the door, it is pretty tiny, little place where I think I'm going to put all my bags. Full on kitchen though, and she left me some bread and jam. Isn't that cute? I will be doing laundry. She left me some chips. Like little seating area. That's a very tiny bathroom. You know. Some books. And then up these steps. Oi! Is the bed. This is where I'll be for the next 3 nights. It is right in the heart of like the main street, so parking was a little difficult, but it's a Sunday and it's a beautiful, sunny, gorgeous day, so that makes sense. I need to do laundry, nap, shower, and go grab some supplies for the next few days. So I was originally planning on having a chill day today, but this is the weather that I woke up to, and everyone I spoke to was like, you need to hike Errigal. When I told them that I wanted to, they're like, yeah, you need to do that. So I'm gonna take advantage of this weather and do that today instead of chilling. But first I'm gonna get breakfast, a tea, and some food for the hike. We'll get going. What a beautiful day. Come on now. We've arrived. Okay, we are climbing Mount Errigal today. The car park was full. It's 10 a.m. But there was parking on the shoulder, which you're allowed to do. As I was doing it, a police officer drove by and didn't stop me. So here we go. Look at this. Look at this day. Freaking stunning. I wasn't planning on doing this hike today because for the last 2 days I've been doing a lot of hiking and so long walks. So I was just gonna take it easy today. But when I woke up and saw this was the weather, I got ready as fast as I could and got here. I could not have asked for a better day. One thing I didn't really consider was how windy it is. and then how windy it's potentially at the top of that. So we'll see. This was so hard, but so worth it. I am officially done hiking for the rest of this trip. Only beach strolls from here on out. I've always wanted to swim in the sea here, and I just did it, and it was amazing. I did a hot sauna and swimming in the sea afterwards. I feel like $1 million. These girls at the bar last night told me I had to get a 99, so that's what I'm about to go get. So I got myself a little road trip car mascot. Doesn't have a name. If you want to help me figure out a name, let me know. I don't really have like a good place to put him on the dash. When I drove in Scotland, I got a Highland cow for the road trip, and there's like a great little spot for him, but there's not really a good spot for this guy in the car. And oh, there he is. Recap on the last like 4 days of driving. I love it. I absolutely love it. I drove in Scotland a couple years ago, and I did it for a week, and by the end of the week I was exhausted because I didn't ever feel like I got the depth perception down. Here, not a problem. I am cruising. I have been on the tiny little roads with like the grass in the middle, and you pass out the cars and you just make it work. Like, it's not a big dramatic deal like you see on the internet. The first little bit leaving Dublin was driving on a highway, and no problems. Like, that was a little nerve-wracking. I had a couple tolls that I had to pay, and I pulled over to like the left side to pay them, and I was like, oh shit, it's all the way over there. So I had to like open up the door and like get out and freaking pay these tolls. But you just tap with your card, no problems. I drove a little bit of the coast road the other day, and it was like raining and windy, and you're right on the cliff, but I live in California and I drive those kinds of roads all the time, so that part of it was not scary to me. Being on the opposite side of the road was a little bit weird, but at some point, like, if it's just you on that road, it's just you on that road, and the only time you really have to move over is when a car is coming. And you just make it work. You both kind of drive onto the side a little bit, and it's fine. I feel like I have unlocked a new level of Ireland for me. I mean, I've been coming here for 10 fucking years. I can't believe it took me that long to do this, because it's just wide open now. I am gonna go stop by the Shandon Hotel to see if they have availability for a spa treatment. Today it's 10:30 in the morning, and if they do, I'm gonna do that for a couple hours, and then I got a couple beaches to check out, a pub to check out, and that's all that's on the docket for today. Let's go. So the spa didn't have any availabilities today, but I was able to book myself in for tomorrow morning. Really pumped about that. So instead today will just be some beach hopping, beach walking. On the way in, I passed Marble Hill, and there was a coffee shop set up there. So we're gonna get a tea, check out the beach for a little bit, and then a few more beaches today. Let's go. Beach car park. It costs €5 to park your car. There's a little gate, and there's actually 2 little bathrooms, which is amazing. So it's about a 25-minute walk, according to the internet, to the beach. So let's go. Made it! Now I know that you can't go swimming here. The waves are pretty intense. But I can go stick my little toesies in. I've never seen the ocean before. I can tell it's raining out there. So I'm heading back because there's nobody on this part of the beach, which is fantastic, but you know, if there's nobody else here, there's probably a reason for that. And I'm really glad I brought my rain pants. I'll probably be getting one here very shortly. So there's people on this side of it, which makes me feel way better because there's nobody behind me. Stunning. I woke up to a rainy gray morning in Ireland here, which is the first morning it's been like that since being here. This is actually quite lovely. I wish I could lay in bed and be cozy and read and whatnot all day. But I have to check out today from my current Airbnb, which means I have to pack, make myself breakfast, and clean up all before like 10 because I scheduled myself a spa morning at 10:30 at the Shandon Hotel. So I'll need to get there for that. Pretty excited about that. Actually, like a great alternative to laying in bed and being cozy all day is this spa. After that, I have 3 more nights here in Ireland. So today, after the spa, I am heading up to the Inishowen Peninsula, where I'll be staying for 2 nights. And then from there, driving back to Dublin for 1 night before heading home, sadly, in a couple days. But for now, it's time to pack, have some breakfast, and then head to the spa. Bags are packed. Gonna get this all in the car in one trip because it is raining and time to head to the spa. Let's go. Back at the Shandon Hotel today to go to the spa. This might be the best matcha I've had since I've been here from this little cart. Can actually taste the matcha. So good. Nice and creamy. All right, let's go. Morning. It is my last full day in County Donegal. I am in a parking lot for the Glenevin Waterfall. It's raining pretty good. I'm going to see if it's going to stop at any point. And if it, I don't think it will. So I think instead I'm going to drive up to Malin Head, which is the most northern part of Ireland, and check it out up there. I feel like it'll be like sitting on the end of the world, and that sounds really cool. And I can come back to this waterfall because it's only like 10 minutes away from where I'm staying. So even tomorrow morning before I drive back to Dublin, I could come to it. This morning at breakfast at the B&B I'm staying at, there was a Irish gentleman talking about the weather, and I was like, yeah, the rain, it is what it is. You know, I didn't, you know, it's Ireland. I don't know. And he taught me this beautiful Irish saying for it is what it is. And now I can't remember it. And it started with a T. It was two words. First word started with a T. Second word started with an M. And the ending of them like kind of rhymed a little bit. And it was beautiful. And fuck, I want to learn Irish. It's such a beautiful language. Anyway, yeah, we're going to go and do a drive today, like a rainy drive, as opposed to maybe hiking right now. But it's only 9:30 in the morning, so I've got time to come back to this. Let's drive to Malin Head. Behind me is the most northern part of Ireland. We're gonna go down to it. Of the world. So it's time to say goodbye to Ireland. I got back into Dublin yesterday around 3:34, dropped off the rental car, had to wait quite a while for the shuttle to pick me up and take me to the hotel. I decided to book an airport hotel, so I'm staying at the Hilton Dublin Airport because the hotels downtown were super expensive. When I booked it, I thought, that's cool, I'll be able to get up in the morning a little bit later and take my time and get breakfast and whatnot before going to the airport. And then I thought that last night when I got here, I would still go into Dublin for a few hours. By the time I got here last night, I was exhausted and I just couldn't be asked to go down into Dublin and get back in another vehicle. I was also considering maybe I'll just go to Howth because it's like a 15-minute drive away. Again, didn't want to get into another vehicle, so I just stayed here at the hotel and I ate dinner downstairs at like 4:30 or 5 or something like that, and then came up, made some TikToks, got organized, packed, whatnot, and got a really good night of sleep. The room alarm started going off at 6 a.m. though. Listen, guys, if you set an alarm in the room, like on the clock in the room, turn it off before you check out, man. Rude. Anyway, I just have to pack up the last little bit of my things. And then I'm gonna go downstairs for breakfast and then catching a shuttle in a couple hours to the airport. I am not flying business class today. I am flying standby today. So we'll see what seat they give me. They usually take pretty good care of me when I stand by on them. So it'll be fine. Everything is basically packed. It was just the last minute stuff that I needed after I showered this morning. Just gotta put that in there. It's definitely way more full than when I left because I bought some gifts for others and for myself. I bought myself finally a blanket. I got a wool blanket and I'm very excited about that. Driving was actually quite easy to do. There was only one time that I almost got in an accident, and that was at a roundabout, and it was actually yesterday, so the final day. I was entering a big roundabout and there was a car coming towards me, and I saw the car and I saw that they had a blinker on to the left, so I thought that meant that they were intending to exit at the exit like right before where I was gonna enter, and it didn't mean that, so I started to enter and then they were still coming at me, so I had to stop very, very quickly. And they stared at me like I didn't know what I was doing, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I also was like, well, you had your blinker on. But we were good. And then entering Derry, driving through Derry yesterday was stressful. I don't like driving in cities. I much prefer driving on the country roads because I got into Derry and I was at a stoplight and I'm looking at this. I'm the first one. I don't like being the first one at the lights because I'm now here. I don't know what I'm doing because I'm looking at the lights and I can't tell which one is for me. There's like so many lights at this intersection, and I'm turning left, and like people start to go, and I'm like, it's all still red. Like it was all the lights were still red, but people were going. And I got honked at to go, and I was like, cool. So I drove, and I ended up driving like directly to an area where you can park, and that was an accident. I didn't have that in my Google Maps directions. I had a cafe in it, so I just parked the car, and I was like, we're good, we're done, and I was able to park there for an hour without. And so like it was all good. I walked around Derry for an hour and then hit the road again. But the thing about driving here is if it says it's going to take you, it said it was going to take me 3 hours to get from Derry back to Dublin. It took me probably 4.5, 5 hours because so many roundabouts. I stopped a couple times to go to the bathroom. Until you're on the highway, you're on roads that are one lane each direction, so you're not going crazy fast. I was also stuck behind a few trucks yesterday for quite a while. And it was like pouring rain at a few points during the drive. So I would say my biggest tip for driving here is to budget extra time. If it says it's going to take you 30 minutes, budget an hour to get there. yeah, I'm gonna finish up packing, go downstairs for breakfast, and then head over to the airport. Yeah, this is the end of my 10-year anniversary trip to Ireland.